Well, the sun is out and it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we are now kind of finally getting a chance to assess the damage after last night's run. I think the biggest part of the hit that stands out is actually where Kyler got hit here in this left side Nerf bar. I mean, we won't know more until we start taking things apart, but I think this actually saved us because this Nerf bar absorbed such a big hit. I think it really took a lot of the damage here on the left side instead of, affecting the bottom frame. But welcome back to today's video. We got everything out. Got my driver here and best buddy, Kyler. How you feeling today after last night's incident?
Good, a little bit sore. My shins hit the radiator, so that hurt a little bit. But, man, honestly, not too bad considering the hit.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was a lot worse, and last night it was so dark in the pit area. And honestly, something like the hood too, like along with the Nerf bar, like something that's simple absorbed so much of the damage and honestly saved Kyler's legs. I think another big thing that was hit was just the radiator, which I'll definitely have to replace this, but we're gonna start tearing the 18T apart. I'm gonna use the word goal. My goal is to have this thing back on track next weekend. I can't say that 100%, but we're gonna put our best effort forward to make that happen. It's not always about what happens on track, it's about how you bounce back and how we can repair. Wrecks are a part of racing, unfortunately, and it just happens, especially at a place like Roseburg and Red Bluff. I'm in indoor racing. It's so tight. When they wreck up front and on a restart, when everyone's bunched together, things happen and there's just nowhere to go. So glad Kyler's all right. Race cars are replaceable. We're gonna get to work though today and see what needs to be replaced so we can get it fixed throughout the week. There we go. Well, that kind of went smoother. Here's the problem, we got to be careful because now with this slide, this will slide the cage off. There's nothing wrong with this Nerf bar from last night's wreck. It just cracked right there, if you can see. So we're gonna weld it up. Oh, hang on, let me cut the zip ties over here. Looking at the radiator, you can see right where it mounts, both sides, and then the bottom. So that was that absorbed a good amount of the damage. So this is the moment of truth here. We just finished washing and we're gonna check out the front end. Everything looks good just by glancing at it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is. So right here on these cars, this is known as the knuckle right here in red. This right here is the kingpin, and then this is the actual spindle part. Usually when these wrecks happen, it's very easy for the kingpins to be bent and everything else is fine, so you can just replace those, which is one of the cheaper items in the front end. So I'm gonna spin this, and if it spins all right, should be straight. I mean, that seems good. All right, so I'm pretty sure that one's good, so we put it back to where it's at.
Yeah, let's see how tight that is. That one's bent.
So the right side looked good. My dad kind of assisted us here with the left because immediately the nut was a little bit tight, which I'm not saying that was necessarily from an impact, but then as he spun, as you guys saw, it was not spinning really freely, so we are going to replace... Yeah, I do. That's my problem too. Honestly, I've been doing a really good job on most of the car, but I need to be anti-seizing these. That's why they're getting difficult. There's no way to really tell by looking at it, literally eyeball, but I mean, the slightest bend, does hurt the performance of the race car. Was this you that discovered this?
I think it was like a mutual thing.
Mutual? Okay. So we just discovered one more crucial part of the impact. As you can see here, this is the cage, and then this is where the radiator mounts. So it busted the radiator, but it also kind of bent this up. So the next step, because originally we were going to leave the cage on, is I'm going to take the cage off with it, which is just 4 bolts. And I think we're going to take it to my dad's shop so he can kind of straighten this up and fix it. It's fine. It doesn't necessarily need a new cage, just needs a little bit of work to straighten that back out. So then obviously, you know, this holds the radiator. That's not sitting right. So heat that up and bend that back straight. So that was just one more thing we found as we're getting the car closer and closer to 100%. Well, for the most part, everything is picked up. Usually I'd put it all in the race shop, but it's a little bit crowded in there right now with all of our sprint car stuff and what we're trying to do during this off season. So I got it all here in our go-kart trailer, but I felt like today we made a lot of great progress. We assessed the damage, we started fixing some parts of it. And even though it was a big hit and there's gonna be parts that I need, once I get everything for the car, I think I probably only have about 1 to 2 hours of work to put it back together, and then also probably another 1 to 2 hours of maintenance. So I'm definitely gonna be making a parts run down to QRC Karts in Red Bluff, California. It's roughly 3 hours south of the shop, so probably pick a day, go down there, pick up what I need, and that will allow me to start getting the car back together. But as far as this Sunday went, wash day and tearing it all apart, assessing the damage, I say it was a success. So to wrap up this video, we wanted to go back and look at the incident that took place on the backstretch there on like lap 10. And Kyler was gonna walk through what he saw from his point of view, and then also because like from the grandstands, I couldn't see much. I just saw you go behind the pole and literally not really come out behind the pole, and everyone was just parked there entering turn 3. So we're gonna go through this footage. Kyler's gonna talk about what he saw, and you guys, are gonna see just every angle of the gnarly crash.
Right about here, I mean, I was already worried about starting this deep in the field. You really can't see much at the front. These guys are 3 wide. It kind of threw me off when the 13 moved there. I mean, it all happened so fast, I can't even explain it quick enough. Maybe in the slow-mo. Yeah, see here, the 13, I catch his right rear, turns me to the left a little bit, and then 37 just pile drove me.
Yeah.
Nothing really any of us could have done there.
And I think too, like we were talking, is like your vision gets blocked so easily. So like,
yeah, and this is what I was trying to explain, but it all just happened too fast. Like there's a million thoughts that go through my head right here. Pause it. So I mean, right about here, you know, I left a little bit of room because I thought these guys were going to wear each other out. I mean, they made contact there, and then, you know, they're 3 wide, so I can't see anything except that, and I'm kind of focused on them to make sure they're not wrecking. The 13 checks up abruptly, and I thought it was just because of Hubert, and then there was a car parked in the middle of the track. So now I know why he checked up so much, but if we roll it back one more time, yeah, so here's another angle of it. This one shows a little more of the carnage. The radiator just spewing water out. It looked like a cup car after it's overheating.
It's just like you said, it's one of those things in indoor racing, your vision's just blocked.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was parked there, I didn't see all those cars down there at the bottom wrecked as well. I thought it was just Johnny.
Yeah, there was like 6 cars involved in that crash.
So here it is again. You see they make contact there, and I thought there was more contact going on here when the 13 checks up. Luckily, it's hard to see, but his wheels are not moving there. He locked it up to miss that wreck. So when my left front hit his right rear, I actually didn't ramp it.
Yeah.
It kind of just, you know, jerked the wheels to the left. But if I would have ramped that right rear, like, we might have flew all the way out the door.
It could have just been so much worse. I mean, you could literally look at these angles and say either way it could have been better or worse, or the littlest things could have changed the amount of carnage. But at the end of the day, just everyone starts scattering because one of the guys up front wrecks, and it wears out, you know, literally half the field. So that's gonna wrap up this video. The last question I asked you earlier, but now it's 2 days after the incident. How are you feeling?
A little sore. Yesterday I was good, but today I woke up a little more sore than yesterday, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, everything's good. We're ready to run the next one whenever it happens.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to finish getting the car all fixed up. We got some work to do the rest of the week as well as start to prepare for our sprint car season coming up. So we're just going to have a lot of work in the shop in general. Thank you guys for watching. Kyler, thank you for being a part of the channel in like the last 3 or 4 videos. He gave us a lot of content and it was fun to follow our crew around for a couple of nights of action at the Roseburg Indoor. See you guys all in the next one. Deuces.